Folks, welcome in for a hump day train wreck today. We've got robo strike zones taking MLB by storm. We've got NBA scandals left and right. And guess what? The Sabres are back. The Sabres are back. The Sabres are back. Let's go.
We all need a place where we can be ourselves. Somewhere you can leave all your worries on the shelf. And whether you win or lose, you can count on me, and I can count on you. You know this train never stops. This train never stops. You know this train never stops. This train never stops. This train never stops. This train never stops. You know this train never stops. You know this train never stops.
Folks, welcome on in for a very happy hump day. And if you're Buffalo Bills legend Jim Kelly, a very happy birthday. It is Trainwreck today, episode 74. We got the Jay McKee version. We got the, for the Bills side, I'm not exactly sure. But Slick, on my left, we got Don on the ones and twos. And we got Matt Riley on the saddle. So shout out the new producer, Matt. We got him rocking and rolling here. Hilbert College, we are live. Shout out everybody tuning in. Herd of Buffalo, Trainwreck Sports. Make sure you're following along for all the action. Boys, we are finally in the, I would say we're finally in the post-Olympic lull, but the NHL Sabres are back, and we're ready to get back to a little normalcy on our sports schedule here, Slick.
Yeah, finally, we even have another sport entering the fray with MLB spring training coming up. The Sabres are back tonight. NBA got a little bit of a boring skid going on, but it's only going to pick up. And Don, March Madness right around the corner. This is arguably my favorite time of the year.
Yeah, a lot of things happening. Got to be ready to lock in. And, you know, even though they're in the offseason, you know, this is about the time, too, when we've had a break from the Bills. We want to talk about it a little bit because we got the draft coming up. We got the coaches change taking over, and we got some comments made by Big Baller Bean and Brady. So we're going to get into all of that.
Seriously. So where to start? Well, it would be hard to do so without kind of like the Sabres of it all. Back tonight in New Jersey. I guess the scuttlebutt would really be that earlier this morning, it was like looking like Tage and Jack Hughes wouldn't be playing. Tage wasn't going to make the morning skate was one of the blurbs we saw out there. Then it was that he was there. So apparently we're going to be getting this all in real time. That's exactly why I tuned in Trainwreck today. But excited to see our stars back on the ice for both sides, boys.
Yeah, 100%. Also, Dahlin coming back for the boys in Sweden. Be good to see him fresh off the Olympic break. I know Lindy's fired up. The boys are buzzing. Been on the ice. Good news, hearing Tage will be there. We'll have to keep an eye on that. I find it really hard to believe that out of all teams, New Jersey would have Jack Hughes in the building after an event of such proportions and not have him on the ice. It would almost feel anticlimactic, Don.
Yeah. I mean, I just wonder if the guy's seen a dentist yet, if he's had time. So,
I would think not only has he seen a dentist, he's seen the best dentist in the damn country. Let's get that front tooth ready. This man needs his photo ops.
Did he get a bond? Is it back? I don't know. We'll have to see if he's got a nice big smile tonight.
Is that a good opportunity for full veneers when you lose one? You just you go with the full shinies. I mean, Roman did it. He came back.
Roman did it, wrecked everyone and left. So, yeah.
Roman came back bigger than ever. So maybe that'll be how Jack uses. it's hard to forget that Jack Hughes was on the fourth line in that game. I mean, it's very rare that a fourth liner will be seeing time.
Really hard to forget, too,
3-on-3 OT.
especially because I think that was the second 3-on-3 line that came out in the overtime because they were only out there for a minute 20. One change is all it took, I think. So, yeah, crazy when you think about it. But will be interesting to see. One slick is all it takes.
Seriously. Although we know that for a very sure. We don't have to know that it's hump day to know that, but people are bumping into each other with the opinions of it all. People are crashing out left and right. So let's not waste any time. Let's check in with the Trainwreck Sports Crash Out line, sponsored by our friends at William Mattar Law Offices, because we've got a lot going on right now. Obviously, you had, we steer clear of the politico of it all, but there was quite the uproar about the men's team, how they were treated in this whole situation. I feel like, it was a lot, and obviously both sides deserve their due. It seems like the women are going to get to go to the White House and everything when they had prior obligations. Was this
Well,
confirmed?
A lot of them have to come back and play, whether it's collegiate or for the PWHL. They have games like this week.
Not just games, classes.
Classes as well. Yeah, student athletes got to prioritize the academics,
Seriously,
of course.
so,
but when it comes to the PWHL, I mean, we got ladies getting paid to play hockey this week, so they definitely got some prior obligations.
They got commitments they got to do. So, again, I appreciate the passion of it all, for sure. I appreciate the excitement and the rah-rah of it all. Do you think in the net that's maybe a little bit much ado about nothing when it comes to the men's versus women's sides there and how that came out, Don?
Yeah, I mean, we touched on it a little bit Monday, where I said, and it was a clip out there, that originally I thought it was based over the excitement. Things have got even worse since Monday in regards to the conversation.
Yeah.
But I stand by what I said. I think I'm giving credit to the women's USA hockey team. They're so good and they have won so much that it's kind of a drop in the bucket in terms of success for them. That's maybe why the men have been getting a little more attention. Haven't won since 1980. I mean,
women have been dominant. That's a dominant program. We were talking, it was so much more, it was exciting threshold for the men because it was more of a surprise. It was like if the Sabres win the Stanley Cup this year, it is going to be a little bit more thrilling, I think, exciting, ridiculous, than if the Bills were to win a Super Bowl just because of the expectation. The Bills were up there. It was always the year. If you get it by surprise, it just means that much more in sports.
Yeah, and to also look back on USA hockey, we've talked a lot about with Hasek in '98 and how incredible he was. I had a clip that came up, whereas Mike Robitaille talking about how the U.S. was an embarrassment. Apparently, they didn't make it out of the preliminaries and then trashed their hotel room.
They trashed the Olympic Village. That's what I think that was from our friend Sabres Classics, I believe. A great account there if you're not following there.
It's a great foul for you if you're looking for that. But yeah, so there's been a lot darker times. And speaking of darker times, that's the thing. A lot of people listen. Politics, sports. This is one of the times where they. Usually we love sports because it's a break from a lot of this, but this is one of the times where, again, Olympic medals representing your country, it is always intertwined. This isn't
crossing
just
streams.
It's just not only the U.S. This is everywhere, worldwide. Like when you're representing your country, you're gonna have to see the leader, and the leader of ours, made a joke that. In my opinion, listen, you can not like the joke. You can be like, that's a terrible joke. I don't like it. I don't think that's funny.
I think it's unacceptable.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, though, I think it has to be recognized that this guy was just doing 5 minutes of shitty stand-up, basically to a bunch of bros, not giving him a pass. But I think if you want to be mad at someone, he's the guy you're mad at. I don't think the U.S. men's team really deserves, a lot of the criticism for, we've talked about it before. How, what would any of us do in that situation? And also it needs to be put in context. You have guys saying 2 for 2, 2 for 2, cheering on the women's team. You have women's players that had coming out saying the men's team supported them hugely in the Village behind closed doors. You have
Tom Brady was trying to get the CATCHUP or the brothers in his suite or whatever during the women's game. They're like, no, dude, we're watching the women's game.
Yeah.
They wouldn't come during the second period to hang on. They had to go at second intermission during a little break. So men were supporting each other, women were supporting each other, and we're winning. That was what America was all about at those Olympics when it came to the hockey side of things.
Yeah, and you have Ellen Hughes, who's the mother of the Quinn and Jack, that is one of the coaches and of the women's team. Even, there's a clip. She got interviewed. She got asked about it, and she was pretty much like, you don't know what's going on. And it's the scenes. These teams support each other so much. So this is one of those times where I think everyone should just let the players speak for themselves. You want to be mad at the politics of it all and leaders, that's fair. But I think let the players speak for themselves. They'll make their opinions.
A lot of people are talking for him. That's for sure.
I do think it's worth mentioning too. There was at least 5 men's players from the hockey team that did not attend the ceremonies at the White House. So people are already speaking for themselves in terms of that much. So look into what they're saying, not just what you're seeing online, I suppose.
Yeah.
On a little bit of a lighter note, the timeline was hit by a blizzard yesterday, and not the dusting that you say that the Northeast got.
It wasn't bad. Yeah, complete dusting.
Yeah, complete dusting. The strike zone. So did it really just go into play for the first time yesterday, or did it ramp up to crazy limits yesterday? Because it felt like it hit the timeline for the first time yesterday.
Yeah, no, I think definitely the timeline. It's been in beta testing and such. In training and stuff behind the scenes in the MLB, I think, Don. I could be wrong, but this is like the first on the camera, on the national stage, in front of everyone.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, because yesterday people were all over, and you had the umpires with their confidence. I mean, the umpires look at it like they're having a game themselves. They want to call a perfect game for sure, and it could take your confidence out of it. You get 4 or 5 in a row, basically ruled against you.
It's so interesting because baseball's like. I will get into the 5 consecutive of it all, but this is a sport where the virtual assist could come into play every single pitch as long as it takes. So I don't think we've seen anything like that. And that's why the baseball and this side of the virtual assist is getting so much scuttlebutt because it's something we haven't seen for the first time. Tennis, you only need it if it's a call you really can't call on the play. Like baseball, could be any given pitch. And it's just...
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if maybe there was just a hot night for last night when it was used. I believe the first spring training games were February 20th, so they've been in action for a little bit. But do we know, do we have confirmation, is this going to be around for regular season, or is this still like beta testing?
I'm pretty sure this is into action.
Okay.
I mean, because they were doing this a little bit last year in the spring training as well.
Yeah.
We should really bring in the Twin Stripe reporters. That's who we should get the reports from. They're hanging out with Jack Hughes. They're hanging out with Aaron Judge. They're doing it all. They're down in the Sunshine State right now, checking out that spring training action. But yeah, you had the traditionalists who I think want to see, the catchers be able to frame it up. They want to see some imperfections in the game, et cetera. But to me, I just always want to see the right call made. And there's too much danger in a blatant ball call when there's a strike with the game on the line. I get it's a little different when you're looking at spring training and you're not treating it as seriously. You get to the top of the 9th, it's a 2-1 count. You get a bad strike call, you know what I mean? Versus like a 3-1 count. Like that's a world of difference, Don.
Yeah, it is tough though. Like they're going to have to figure something out because again, the pitch clock was like, let's speed the game up. It looks like this system is fairly fast. But I don't know. Do you think it would make the viewing experience better or worse though if you get an at bat where you get 7 pitches in a row that are challenged? Like do we put a cap on this? Do you only get a certain number? And at that point, why even use an umpire in the first place? Like,
there's definitely an argument if they're having a bad game. Yeah. Like, you want to keep the human element of it. That's the biggest thing.
And the speed and the vibe. Like, seeing the pitch, go back to the pitcher. There's a rhythm there. And then if we're just like checking the computer after every single pitch, you lose some of that rhythmic element to the game.
You do lose the rhythmic. I'll say that with the corrections that they did make, like you said, to speed the game up, I mean, they've gotten games down to like, if it's a 3-2, 2-1, 4-2 game, you can play that game in 2 hours now. So I will say
you
that
saw that a lot last season.
I will say that I don't hate on the idea of I'm a big proponent for the pitch robo for sure. So it's hard for me to get away from that, and I want to see how it's implemented in the regular season. I saw your tweet
this morning. Like, how could people be mad about just
getting a call right?
Especially like you said, late in the game. I know there's a lot of wagers being placed in the world of baseball, whether it's on the diamond or not. A lot of people are riding on some of those pitch counts late in the game.
There's a lot of to be seen. Again, like when they did the instant replay in baseball like a decade ago or whatever, and people were coming like a millimeter off the base while the tag was attached. They're like, well, that's what we weren't like. We didn't mean to have it affect that. So we'll be seeing how the strike zone and everything affects it, the pace of the game. Any other crash outs, or should we talk about the Devils tonight a little bit?
Well, I think we can segue into the Devils by, we have on here, what about the New Jersey Devils make you crash out the most? Yes. I have an easy one.
Yes.
Slam dunk. What I think are some of the ugliest jerseys in NHL history, the Christmas greens that the New Jersey Devils
invented those? Because those are brutal.
It looks like
I liked the ones back in the day. I'm not gonna lie, with Brodeur with the green shoulder patches.
The green looks just crazy. Not to mention, in my opinion, the either all red or the white with the red devil sign looks crisp.
I don't like the new green ones. I'm talking like when they just had like the red, but instead of the black shoulder pads and one black stripe down here, it was a green stripe. Like the minor green associated into it was fine, but yeah, the all green Christmas tree is crazy.
When I was growing up, so I told you both this or whatever, I moved to like New Jersey briefly, like for my dad's job, New York City and everything. So when I was like in my childhood, like my only NHL goalie exposure, because there weren't like a ton of sports highlights on, like it was only Sports Center, and then the rest of the day was like, not Sports Center. It was like other stuff happening.
Yeah, lame stuff.
I'm just saying, the goalie exposure to me was like goalies are either Dominic Hasek or Martin Brodeur, which is kind of fucking crazy because those are like
you set the bar really high right away.
Patrick Waugh was during that era, but like I wasn't seeing like West Coast highlights like often, like in that era.
Time he was traded out of
for
Montreal,
sure. So I mean, just like it reminds me of when people say that they grew up during the Bills like Super Bowl era and they just thought the Bills were in the Super Bowl every year.
Yeah, I feel you. I like just missed the two of them, but then went right into Miller and Baran was the usual I was watching. So yeah, goalie setting a high standard right away. I'll tell you, not necessarily. Well, it is Devils related, but I was thinking about this between Monday and today's show. Tell you who's probably crashing out big time. Tate McRae.
Yes. So I didn't know that this was over.
Well, yeah. So, I mean, you hadn't heard anything about the two in quite a bit.
I blame Polinsky for that.
Did you see pre-Olympics, Tate McRae did a Winter Olympics commercial where she was like representing Team USA herself in the commercial. She's from Calgary. And then she not only gets ripped on for that, she has to watch her ex-boyfriend go and score the golden goal while losing a tooth on the biggest world stage of them all. And now get the biggest world publicity he's probably ever going to get. Rough week for Miss McRae.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll find a way to bounce back.
This might be a rumor though. I'm digging right now, and it looks like
they could still be together.
Yeah, and she just couldn't make the trip.
This is why we don't leave pop culture stuff to you. We leave pop culture stuff to Nick P.
I don't know. I've seen a lot.
So yeah,
it's not happening.
So just 23 hours ago. It says Tate McRae isn't denying Jack Hughes dating speculation. So I don't think they were ever official. We're seen on a date. She went to some games, but she's staying tight-zipped about it. Now, you are right, crashing out in this world, is it seems that all of her fans are not happy about Jack Hughes and the politics of it all. The White House.
I've learned. I hate to say this. I've learned from the Stein fans. That sometimes even with marital bliss and even with everything great, they just don't like the other guy in the side of the situation.
Oh, I've seen that too.
Are you kidding me? You've seen it?
Yeah,
are you kidding me?
Yeah.
They go off a cliff with it for sure. So
we're gonna have to have McHughes watch. Is that what we can call him? We can call him McHughes.
Hughes Tate, McHughes. Yeah, for sure. There's definitely all eyes are on that. And speaking of which, as we get into, kind of a run here, Trainwreck today, make sure you're following in Herd of Buffalo, Trainwreck Sports. Shout out the production team getting it done for us right now. Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. Make sure you're chiming in on what you're thinking, what you've got your eyes on. Obviously, Sabres returning to action and much more. The first half of this week, though, really, again, like we said, the whole storyline was the partying of the men's Olympic team when they get back. Club 11. We'd be remiss not to talk about this. The Club 11. So first off, we have to make something very clear. We have to make something very clear. I do not think these are traditional strippers, like we were talking about in that video. I believe those are like exotic, like club dancers.
There are poles. They're standing in front
There
of
are
pole dancing.
There are poles.
But
Okay,
is there top half nudity? I'm not sure.
The difference is,
yes,
they are in lingerie.
if they were in New York, they are strippers. The fact they're in Florida, they're not strippers because, like Don said, they have tops on.
they do have tops on.
I have to get it close. I don't know.
In New York,
when I slowed
you
down
have
the
to have
one
the
view,
tops on.
I thought one of them. It was hard to tell.
There
if
was one
a top or
deceiving, but
not.
yeah, no. But obviously, the dancers are standing there with everyone else in the club and celebrating the country and celebrating this victory. Just like, yeah, a quintessential, like, you know, bigger than sports club. Like that's what it is, right?
Yeah. Some things are bigger.
Slick was standing at attention for the dancers, not the country.
Yeah.
Hey, they're Americans too, okay?
They are.
Yeah. I mean, normally him in that environment, something else is at attention too.
Well,
so,
that was my
I
side.
don't frequent those places.
But okay, I want to ask you guys this. So obviously, if Bills Sabres win and there's something like this, we're going to be there, right? What happens like in the Trainwreck world? What can we accomplish in Trainwreck sports that'll give us that level where we can validly celebrate like that?
Wow, that's a great
on the
question.
crazy run that they're on. Like, is it winning like a podcasting award, like a Grammy in podcast?
Oh, I mean,
is
for
it
an
like
Olympic medal?
Sabres media access.
yeah. Like what's Trainwreck Sports Olympic medal?
We got a little. We got a little taste of it.
We did.
Actually, Slick got a little taste of it last year. I mean, when we had the Banditos three-peat,
Oh yeah.
and Slick is drinking out of the trophy being poured by like multi-time MVP of the league, Dane Smith. You know, and I know that people are going to say the NLL doesn't compare with, you know, the four major sports leagues, but that's pretty big. That's pretty big. I'm saying I think it would be something like that, like, you know, with all respect to him, because he's a friend or whatever, like Khalil or Reed Ferguson gets us on like the parade float. Like that would be the.
I was gonna say it's probably directly correlated with a Bills Super Bowl, considering the ties we have, like Ty Johnson, Dwayne Carter, like getting us at the after party or something where we're like drinking with the Lombardi. Obviously, you can't drink out of the Lombardi, but that'd be pretty cool.
An interesting part of this is that they went to the White House yesterday, and now like NHL teams are back in action. Some aren't back in action until Thursday. They definitely get a benefit if they're not back in action until Thursday. But it kind of makes me wonder if, like we said, the Bills were ever to be victorious for a Lombardi trophy, how long would that euphoric party last? Because there is the parade. The parade typically ends up being like 3 to 5 days after. They don't have to go back to football. Is that where I would put it? I don't know if you guys remember this one because it was a little time back, but going back to the Washington Capitals 2019 celebration for Ovechkin winning his first one and everything, that would
that just lasted all summer. Like it didn't stop. Yeah. No, that's what I was going to say. I think ours lasts into March, and part of it is with the holidays that Buffalo is known for drinking already, that it would be intertwined. We already talked about next year. You got Valentine's Day, you got the President's Day the day after, so everyone's going to have off the day after the Super Bowl. You'll have the parade, and you got, you know, Mardi Gras coming up. Then you got, you know, St. Patrick's Day in March. I think you're looking at like a month and a half almost long citywide bender.
I like where Don's coming from. I just don't know how long all the guys of a 53-man roster would stay.
Well, not all of them, but your dog. I would say I think you've got your
primary
guys,
core,
like your Brown, Spencer Brown, Deion Dawkins. You got if he's with the team next year, like Trey White. You know, like little things like that. I think we're looking at 10 days. 10 days for a euphoric party.
I think 10 days was right where I'm at too.
I mean, again, if the Sabres are good, you might have guys coming to games more consistently, and you know, every game they're at, they're going to want to spotlight them. So I was talking more about the city celebration than just also the players. But yeah, I think the players you see.
That's what I'm saying. Is like as a whole.
I see players. I think you get a solid 2 weeks. I think people in the city, especially like local bars and restaurants, milking it for like a month and a half.
Oh, milking it the rest of the year. It's going to be like in the summer, there's going to be like the flashback, like Super Bowl party, like come experience the whole season in one night.
Bison Super Bowl theme night.
Yeah, Bison Super Bowl. Like
come watch the Super Bowl
milking,
again.
Well, the milking of it, truthfully, if you want to say, would go on for decades. But actually, like marketing events around it and stuff like that would definitely, I think, happen for the following 6 to 12 months. The party, I think we all agree, like the euphoric partying of like we are going out and we are getting as drunk as possible every night and we're celebrating and we're throwing like responsibilities to the wayside is probably a week plus for sure. And they had a little mini version of that for certain. But now it is back to reality. Again, we'll get a little Sabres Devils talk here in a bit. But let's flash over to the Buffalo Bills side of things. Talking about Bills Super Bowl, it starts with this offseason. It starts with free agency getting it done. And this was a big little finagle by Brandon Beane. The cap is real, apparently. Spencer Brown's deal gets restructured. I think we found this out yesterday, Slick, right? When he was at the podium. Saves us about 8 figures.
Yes, well, I'm not really.
I'm saying when you put it like that.
It didn't seem like he even knew the total ones and twos behind it. But yeah, we're restructuring, saving money, and hopefully going to create a bunch of cap space for who knows what could come this offseason. Good to see Beane back on the podium at the Combine talk. And some refreshing questions from the reporters as well. Kind of putting the pressure on him a little bit.
If there was any misconception in the Beane state of mind that his seat isn't a little bit hot, that his seat isn't like a little bit scalding, I think it went away yesterday when like the reporter asked him about like the fan base kind of like having one for him for sure. So
losing faith.
With that said, we said it on the dub hunting thing, and I'm curious your thoughts, Don. I think that what we need right now is 2019 to 21 Beane. The Beane who isn't like completely confident. We need chip on the shoulder Beane. We need to go to work, take the lunch pail, make some deals, work the phones, and get this team better around 17 especially, and then let Jim Leonard figure out the defense.
Yeah, I'll say, the Spencer Brown move, I mean, that was going to happen whether he's on the hot seat or not. Like, anyone that looks at the cap that we're in, like, something had to be done. So that was just going to happen. Now, if we're talking about the draft, what to expect from him going forward, he said that comment that he, in his mind, I don't know if we all agree with this. I certainly don't. He thinks he's too aggressive in the draft. Maybe he means he's calling up other GMs and it's the classic, like, oh, I seem like I'm too thirsty, like where they're like, well, I don't want to give you your guy, like, I need to have some gamesmanship.
Yeah, right.
Like, so maybe he's double texting, he's doing things that you don't want to do to make it seem that you're extra thirsty. But yeah, we did it on buy or sell. I'm going to go back to one of two things needs to happen. He either needs to go out and get a veteran wide receiver, an experienced one. I don't think he should go to the draft for that. I don't think the draft class is that great for it. Get someone that's available and good. Second thing, move up in the draft and get a young edge rusher if we're going for edge rusher again instead of a veteran one, or even just making a move to try to move up in the draft and selling a couple picks to try to do that would make me feel a little better that he's really putting the pedal to the floor. That's what we want. That's what the Pagulos want. That's what this change in regime at head coach was about. Is like, hey, pedal to the floor. We don't have, the sands of time, the hourglass is tipped over and it's slowly leaking. So
yeah,
we're on the wrong side of the Josh Allen timetable.
Yeah, the window's not open forever. You got to get aggressive in the draft. There's one thing Beane has never really thrived at, I guess it is the draft, according to some. So if he were to trade up, it just goes to show how he's actually taking this that much more seriously this season, especially with the regime change at hand. So we'll see what happens.
The regime change.
Regime.
I thought the double word was funny. I'm sorry. And listen, I know my pronunciation isn't exactly perfect, so I don't mean to be too hard on you, like for sure. Being talking about you being too aggressive, though, I don't know. I need you to still be aggressive here, Bean.
Definitely.
I don't think he's talking about the desperation of how he wants the deals. I think he's trying to do too much with the deals. Like I wouldn't be surprised if there were some crazy situations, some crazy proposals, but maybe if he simplified them a little bit, streamlined them, maybe if he got ahead of them before night of the draft, maybe would have found a way to get it done. Speaking of a way to get it done, offense has obviously got to find a way to get it done after last year. There were great times, but there were also times where they were a little iffy. And with head coach Joe Brady at the helm, this is where I'm curious your guys' thoughts. Like, we need to get Shakir the ball more, like, and downfield, et cetera. Like, we were talking about this in the pre-show. It was the Eric Andre meme. It's that we're all looking for the guy who did this. I mean, Joe Brady ran this offense. But you think that McDermott was that encroaching that he was like, we want to keep it conservative, quick hitters?
Yeah, like we all know who brought the Khalil Shakir bubble screen in to be one of our most used plays. And it's not also like Khalil wasn't getting downfield. We need to get the guy open downfield. And who was the one scheming this offense? Yourself, Joseph. So for him to say this, like you said, it's like we need to find the guy who did this kind of thing. Everyone's looking, but look in the mirror and maybe we'll find out. I don't know. Hopefully Khalil we get schemed open more in this seat. Like, he's saying the right things, but like you said, it's kind of like you're the proponent of this problem to begin with.
Yeah, well, that's what I think is you said it right there. He's saying the right things. That's all I take this as. I don't even think he believes what he just said coming out of his mouth. I think he's just saying what he thinks people want to hear and do want to hear. And it's fine. It's good if he's genuine in that, but I'm going to go back to what I need. Now, this is not likely. The team he's with, Dallas, are motivated side him. I want to go all in on George Pickens. I know J.J. Jefferson is great. He might not be happy. Pickens is a free agent. I think Bean can move some stuff around, make some stuff happen, and give Pickens a reason to want to come here and play for, a winning team, get that ring.
Pickens would kind of be the number one.
That's what I'm
definitely would be the number one.
And
Josh Allen is like the superior version of everything that Dak is.
Yes.
So if you don't already like playing for Dak, and Pickens thrived with Dallas, he just had a shitty team around him. That would be a guy.
I will say that sometimes Pickens doesn't go for the ball. Like,
there's
a couple times, like, because I was a Dak Prescott fantasy footballer. There were a couple times last year where, like, it would be a deep ball, and I know that George Pickens wants to score touchdowns. He wants to play football, clearly. Like, nobody's questioning that. It would just be like these weird things where, like, he would give up on the ball when it was in the air and it would, like, land like 2 feet from him. It was a couple. It doesn't necessarily define him. The Pittsburgh like issues are obviously a little bit more prevalent still, even in his narrative. But you remember what I was talking about? Yeah,
no, I remember that game where he didn't like come back to the ball. It might have been like a business decision or something. Yeah. Here's the thing: if we're saying, especially like how he left Pittsburgh, like, does this guy have a couple sprinkles of the classic wide receiver diva-ness that we come to know and love and expect in the NFL? Yeah, he probably does. But that's the thing is I'm like, this is a new era where it's all about culture and we're going to bring in guys, locker room guys over talent. I'm kind of over it. I'm kind of ready to bring in some talent again. And, and like I said, put the pedal to the floor.
And also look around the league at all the wide receiver ones. You kind of got a little bit of that in all of them, Don.
Yes.
It's a common theme.
Yeah. So I don't know. Being talking about I might have been too aggressive in the draft. That's fine. Be aggressive in the draft. I want you to be aggressive in free agency. Now I know we don't have the money to spend, but something, like the cap increase, right? We got to be able to have something.
Cap increase, Bean can start restructuring. Let's get this cap upwards.
Yeah. I don't know how likely it is based on a lot of the experts I see on Twitter, but I'm optimistic.
It's a slippery slope. The window's not going to stay open forever. You said it perfectly, Slick. The thing to me is that when do you go all in if you're Brandon Bean? Because if you don't get it done this year, you maybe have one more year before, like, you're really, like, your job's probably getting called for. And, like, Josh Allen is definitely thinking, like, I want a Super Bowl in my career. And I'm not saying that he's any better than the team. There's every reason to say that Josh Allen also contributed to the L in Denver, turning the ball over, 4 times. Like, so he misses the throw to Knox at the end. He misses the throw to Cooks in OT before the interception. Remember that out route where Cooks was around midfield? He skipped it into him for no reason.
Right?
Yeah. But there are all those. I mean, I feel like, I don't know if you remember the Jack Eichel to Boston, like when in the 2017, 2018. But don't you kind of feel similar with that around Josh Allen to LA now that it's out there enough?
Yeah, but the people saying it are just dumbasses.
That is the biggest thing that goes right. So keep listening to your favorite dumbasses here on Trainwreck today. Heard of Buffalo, Trainwreck Sports. What do we got? What's
minor breaking news.
Minor. Hold on. Hit it.
This is okay.
It's graphic worthy.
Ian Rappaport is reporting that the Bears have given Tremaine Edmonds permission to seek a trade.
Wow, that is big news.
Big news out of Chicago.
Why does he want to trade out of there?
They
just made the playoffs.
I think they want to trade to get rid of the cap.
There was rumors swirling that they were going to potentially just cut him to save.
I think we got fake outed by that guy though. I think these NFL fake ones on Instagram, because you know what the best way to, Twitter. You know what the best way to fake it is to say, with all due respect, that you're like an NFL Network correspondent. Because you don't know all the NFL Network correspondents. They got people coming on left and right, with an extra person here, an extra person there.
NFL correspondent.
So literally, this guy, his whole bio looks real. And then I think the end is parody, and that's
that was the
one that we posted, by the way, that did $1 billion or whatever.
Okay, I have to double check. I'm pretty sure that was Ian Rappaport.
Well, Ian Rappaport. Oh yeah, make sure it's not Rap Shirt or whatever.
No, I didn't see that right off the rip. But
I don't think there's any possibility of a reunion. The only way would be, and this sounds crazy, we would have to probably trade a Terrell Bernard, who's someone we have under cap for the similar amount.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, you wouldn't do that for sure.
I don't know. Edmonds, he's kind of what's an ink block test for Bills fans? When he was here, you saw what you wanted to see.
Perfectly said. Perfectly said.
In that guy. So I don't know. Did I not like him playing for the team? Liked having him. Did I think he was a world beater? Nope. But again, it kind of depended on what you saw out of him. Wish him the best, but what are we going to treat? Yeah, I don't know why we would go after him.
I thought he played great in the run up to Bears going to NFC Championship. I feel you. Wasn't a world beater for us. Would I trade a bunch to have him back?
Divisional.
No. Sorry, divisional.
Yeah, you're good.
Would the fans complain a shit ton about bringing an older guy back that we got rid of because he just performed at par? Of course they would. With that being said, I wouldn't mind, but like you said as well, Maniac, you'd then have to probably give up a Terrell Bernard, Dorian Williams, and I just don't think that we're in a position to do that in favor of a guy like Tremaine Edmonds. Nor should we be.
My take on Tremaine Edmonds was I think we said
you loved Tremaine Edmonds.
No.
Yeah, he was your favorite.
Yeah, I'm so mad at you. Good against the run, and he was very decent when he had to cover a running back in pass coverage because he was very fast. My take on Tremaine Edmonds is this guy never made a play in his life. Literally, I'm sorry, a big stop, a big tackle on 4th down. Now he had pick sixes with Chicago.
I was gonna say
he did all of it with Chicago. He never did it with the Bills.
Did he not have an interception with us? It might actually
an interception.
I'm
thinking about a pick six or he sacks the quarterback and the ball scores. Oh, we won the game. Cole Bishop locked down a playoff game
for sure.
He caught the bobble, and that bobble could have been dropped. Trevor Lawrence could have gone right down the field. Parker Washington was killing us in Jacksonville. I was watching the replay last week or whatever. It's a fact.
He's not a linebacker though.
I agree, but I'm just saying in a much shorter period of time.
For sure.
Tremaine Edmonds is still only 23, though. So.
And
so I guess there's a lot of...
when I said older guy, too, I didn't even take into account we got him when he was
we got him when he was 12.
Yeah, seriously.
Speaking of young whippersnappers, we've got some love in the air, and we've got it on the timeline. Josh Allen and Haley Steinfeld baby photos. My take on these, less was more. They did some great job. Nothing like elaborate. A lot of people will do the like in your face, like very close shots. They did kind of like farther away, like nice little moments, Don. I thought this was a good play by the Allens.
Yeah, and this is I said earlier, let people speak for themselves. Let them be private and let them see what they want you to see. So cool for them to just kind of put this picture out to, because they got fans on both sides of this relationship with her, all her stands. Hopefully this warms them up a little more to our guy Josh, because it's been rough waters on and off with some of her fans.
It's been tough.
But I'm putting out an olive branch. Hey, Haley Steinfeld stands, we love your girl. We love you guys. And look at this beautiful photo. Clearly they're in love. They're excited about a new life on the way. So how can you not, just feel all warm and fuzzy inside?
Thanks to Josh Allen, there's going to be more of Haley Steinfeld in the world.
Yeah.
Extending that olive branch even further, Bow Society, I am one of you. I am the Trainwreck.
You're a
Bow
subscriber, right?
I'm a subscriber.
You're an
I'm
insider.
the Trainwreck Sports Bow Society insider. If I like to treat you guys with respect, we'd like to be treated with respect as well. I thought it was a beautiful couple photo. Morning coffee with the new one, soon to be.
Are you allowed to drink coffee when you're pregnant? Was it tea? I'm just
Could've been tea. I was thinking that too.
I'm protecting you. I
I
know
was
the
thinking
people.
that- I was thinking that too.
I knew certain people would drink decaf. I think it was the caffeine, but I know there's like certain things in certain times you can't do. Like first trimester, you can't do this. Third trimester, when you're about to pop, like rules go out the window.
All right,
I know
well,
some that have,
Correcting myself, morning cup of Joe, whatever it may be. For each
I
of
didn't
them.
want people to come after you.
No, for sure. With the new one. And just in our comments alone, we already have gender speculation.
A lot of
Gender
speculation.
speculation. Twin speculation.
Now, I think
It's
the
all
twin
happening.
speculation was a little misfounded.
Twin speculation's crazy because we're just at the
I
point
think they
where
don't know the timeline. They
it
think
seems like this-
Haley was 1 or 2 months pregnant in that November photo or whatever, and now she's like where she is. I think she was really like 4 to 5 at that point, maybe like or no, sorry, 3 to 4.
I mean, like this little guy or gal could be joining us any given day now.
There were a lot of comments that it was boy energy. I think we saw
Abigail.
by Abigail E with the boy energy.
It's giving boy. We'll see.
Interesting to see. Either way, I mean, let's face it. Is there any this birth? I mean, this is. I'm not an exaggeration. This is like Simba at the beginning of The Lion King. For Buffalo.
I mean, it's if it's the king and queen, this is the next generation of.
Who's Rafiki in this sense?
Which one's Rafiki again?
The monkey.
Okay, the wise.
Yeah, the king has returned.
It's not McDermott.
Definitely.
It's not him.
It's probably like
McDermott.
it's probably like
unfortunately.
Khalil.
I feel like it's got to be like an older, I don't know who's someone you
It's gotta
think.
be like Davis Webb, like a friend, like who's wise.
Yeah, or someone that it's maybe like a high school coach we don't even know about. Some
Yeah.
college coach he picks up the phone and talks to once in a while.
We got to figure out who's Scar, who's Rafiki. We got to figure all this out for sure. We're gonna break that down. Speaking of the breakdowns, we got it. It's official. Lock it in. Buffalo Bills Stadium parking updates for next year. Are you kidding me?
Go.
This
Don,
map.
can we pull this up?
Yep. Let me.
This
let me
map
get this.
had me a little
Flustered?
flustered. I was
Yeah.
gonna say confused, flustered, overwhelmed. Slick.
What do you think?
What stuck out to you when you saw this result? Mine was that they're kind of like it's a little tough. It's getting a little tough.
What stuck out to
Here we
me
go.
is that we have gold. We have Olympic tiers of parking lots, gold, silver, and bronze.
Yeah, it's a little bizarre.
What does this mean? Are we turning corporate like Denver, where they're going to charge you like $300 just to park in the stadium lot? Also, my immediate takeaway.
This is from Game Day Buffalo. So did they
that's what
update
I'm
where they're
saying.
going to be?
This is straight up from the source. This is what they were.
Like where they're going to be up on that corner, right? So above the bronze, it would seem, right above there. And then and that's also the stadium entranceway hooks down under the bronze. The Buffaloes are right there. Another takeaway I immediately took is it looks like Twin Oaks survived
It does look like
the corporate overlords.
Somehow Twin Oaks survived.
Survived
like
it all.
in Return
So
of
this
Skywalker.
was
Wow.
massive news for my bus group chat
This
because
is massive.
we didn't know what our future entailed.
What's
Tailgating.
going?
next season.
Survive in advance at the stadium. You're a lot.
Seriously.
What's going on with Green? They're like on an island in the corner there.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't even see that. Is that like
That's probably like economy parking.
Is that-
Honestly, that looks like it's over by the clubhouse, right? Of the
yeah,
old
that looks like
stadium.
RV.
Looks like it's over
almost.
by Big Tree. No, Big Tree, right?
Let's see.
that's
Yeah,
Big
this
Tree.
is
That's
big
Big Tree.
because
Look,
yeah, you got
Twin
to have
Oaks
it.
would be to the
Yeah,
upper
no,
left.
no, you're right.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
just
yeah,
making
that-
sure that we all have the same directionals.
Yeah, it's further than the RV and bus area. Further than the facility house.
So if I
too.
had to guess, because look at where the road comes to the stadium, to the right of the stadium there. So if you go down
I
on
think
that
there's a-
path, Don, follow it down with the cursor there, right?
Yeah.
Then you'd have Big Tree down in that blank area. That's
Right
where
here,
Big Tree is.
yeah.
And then there's another green lot for the stadium over there, which you can walk again.
Yeah.
You're looking at like a 15-minute walk to the stadium. That's not bad by
looks like-
stadium, you know.
Looks like
No.
there's a road above that bronze tier too that now cuts over, so you can cut through from like those Twin Oaks type lots over.
That'll be
to
interesting.
To Abbott Road.
That'll be interesting to see what
I know they were paving a road through like between Twin Oaks and
Is there
the
going to be a
adjacent
Twin Oaks
lot.
direct to the stadium route?
I think so.
Right here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I
Right,
think
really
so.
more
It
like
looks
here.
open.
It looks very possible.
Somewhere
Are they-
around here.
Are they gonna, or is that gonna be like? Is that gonna be?
Look, you got to see that's a gate, right? That's
Yeah,
an
wait,
entrance
is that,
gate,
or
right?
is that gonna be like player personnel parking and it'll be like fenced off or something?
Oh, that would suck. No, but it looks like there's
so
a
you're not gonna
connect.
be using that walkthrough anyways.
No,
that
it
much?
looks like but it looks like there's a back one that goes stadium and then a hook that would go out to Abbott right where game day is as well.
All right, folks, chime in with us. Tell us what lot you'll be parking in and on your way to game day Buffalo that day, of course. But make sure to check in what lot you'll be parking in. We'll check out that and more. But boys, we talked about the King has returned. We talked about it at the start of the show. We put it off long enough. The Sabres are back. Call your chiropractor.
Huge.
Don, I will say that this is about as tough as it gets for a return angle. We are going to be returning, we said it on Monday, against the loudest ovation in American hockey history in New Jersey, potentially.
Yeah, I mean the next you're returning against Devils again, who have been wishy-washy, but had our number last time. I mean, they came into our barn. Tage tried to get the boys going, threw the mitts down, fought the guy that cheap shot him last year, and
That
what
was like-
happens? They lay an egg and lose 5-0.
And
But
that was a low point last year. I know we had the losing streak. When
But that-
was that in the losing streak?
I think that was Black Friday when we were
so
at.
it was right around the
It
heat
wa-
of
it
there,
was
for
at,
sure.
It was at because we were at Batavia Downs for it.
Oh my
Oh my
goodness!
God.
I can't.
Remember
Now you're unlocking memories. I know I have 5-0.
Oh,
Since-
and then
I just
Yeah.
remember people being like, you know, you're pathetic that you would let your like 40 goal scorer like go like throw mitts, and then not only that, but then just go get like
And we
absolutely
get
trounced.
spanked,
Like
yeah. But I think that was the last time we saw them. Let me double check that.
And now
real
this is like
quick.
low key Lindy Ruff's former boo. Now
We saw him
yeah.
December 21st in the midst of our winning streak and won 3-1. But again, like you said, the barn's going to be loud. You have the golden goal scorer himself.
and was
going to be coming
Jack Hughes
back.
probably wasn't even playing last time we played them, right? He had that hand thing.
yeah, I
going
think
on.
Yeah, that was the hand episode. It was
Yeah.
100% because I was looking at it 95 days ago or whatever.
No, he played. He scored.
What?
Oh.
And he scored their only goal, 3-1. It was on. He didn't play in the 5-0
He must
game.
have just gotten back
Must have
because
just gotten
He
back.
played. This was December 21st. So,
yeah.
So actually, the Devils. I'm underselling them. I think they're ahead of us in the or was that at the time? Let's check.
They
in.
were the Devils. The Devils. They have a good goalie who was in the Olympics.
Oh,
and he was playing. And he was
played
on. He
for,
was playing on his. It was on his head, and everyone was like, "Well, wait till
Okay,
February 25th.
no,
He's
so-
gonna let it a squeaker."
I clicked on. So this is at the time that we beat them 3-1. We were 17-14-4. They were 20-15-1. Now since they're 28-27-2, and we're 32-19-6.
So
we've
when
only
we played
lost.
them,
We've only lost 5 games in regulation since then.
that's crazy. But
Yeah.
the crazier thing to me, when we played them, we were still under 500.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, wow.
Or just above. I think we were 17.
I think it just said one game with the overtime
17,
loss.
14, and 4. Yeah, so
Yeah.
one game under.
But that's crazy to me because now you think about the expectations. Now you think you have something to lose if they don't make the playoffs. Like, come on, boys.
Yeah, so they're
Pressure.
actually in second last in the.
They're desperate.
They're at 58 points, so they are desperate. If they're going to turn around, this is when it's going to happen. But this is also when we got to keep the pedal to the floor. But big news coming. We heard UPL was skating. He might be available. Will he play? We don't know. But who else is available that's been plagued with injuries? But anytime he's in the lineup,
Norris.
it's just great. Yes. Another great Josh is back.
Yeah.
I mean, we're blessed in Buffalo to be riddled with so many talented Joshes.
We got all
He's
the best
back.
Joshes.
We'll see if he's playing. Tune in tonight. Make sure you're keeping your eyes locked to Crossing Swords Pod, and we got a live show tonight, so we'll be having injury updates for that. But
Did we confirm UPL as the starter tonight?
I don't think that's confirmed
Rachel
yet.
Lindsay, our friend at Buffalo News, confirmed UPL was in the starters net during the warm-ups.
Okay.
The other
There we
things
go.
from the morning skate, if you want to compare apples to apples, Slick, Tage Thompson, present.
Skating.
Jack Hughes, not present.
Ooh.
So I'm just saying, if you want to say that one guy is making every effort he can to help his team to do his part, to lead by example, that's our guy, the twine tickler.
I gotta say too, is this a spot where the public is all over New Jersey? Given the
Probably public all
Golden
over,
Boys
all over
coming
Hughes'
home,
anytime goal.
could be. Don, could you pull that link up I put in there? This is crazy.
Speaking of line, we're still free agents. So.
Yeah. Hey, listen.
Oh yeah,
let's-
sportsbooks.
The fans love to duel, I heard.
All right. Wow, this is as close to a pick 'em as you got.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
they're like slight
Minus
favorites.
110 Devils, minus 108 Sabres. That's a pick 'em on most books.
We talked about the ticket sales.
Yeah, Don, if you check this out, the once the Jack Hughes goal was scored in overtime for Team USA, these ticket sales for the Sabres at New Jersey went through the roof.
Well, I'm sure they did. Yeah.
I think if you click on that link, it's like 49% increase or something.
Let me get that up. You want to share that on the screen?
Yeah, let's do it.
It's a big increase.
I just want to get the numbers right and give credit to whoever's reporting this. But yeah, my goodness.
There was a little-
return
there was
home,
a little-
especially when things aren't necessarily
Here we
going
go.
well in New Jersey for the Devils. This is huge. Everyone wants to be there to honor their golden boy.
Well, they need fans
Yeah.
right now for sure.
48.9% of tickets sold for the Devils or Sabres game on Wednesday came after he scored the game winner. Wow. So that's half. Well, half the tickets sold.
the tickets on that platform, I assume,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So shout out the platform.
From TickPick.
By the way, would love to be in the tick pick business. They work with our guy, Warlock. Love him. Shout out
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Help
Shout out
us
to-
before the Jacksonville
I
game.
see some of the shows I love. Got some sponsorships. They've helped us out. So if you're listening to TickPick, let's talk.
Let's
talk.
talk.
Hit our line.
Hop in the DMs.
Let's TikTok.
Yeah. Hop in the DMs. Would love to
Hit our line, not our crash out line. That's the only time I'll ever say that.
Yeah. Well, hey, speaking of, let's get into the Power of Four, sponsored by our friends at William Matar Law Offices. There
All
you go.
right,
Little
work
shiny.
today.
We're
There we
back.
go.
We're back. We're back. We're
StreamYard's
getting
coming
dug back.
through for us today.
Okay, so for the Power of Four today, boys, over the next Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 4 days, we've got 4 Buffalo sports outings. We've got 3 Sabres games. We've got tonight in New Jersey and then a double dip down in the Sunshine State, Florida and Tampa Bay. And then we've got the Banditos hosting. This was tough because of the loss last week at Vancouver. Saskatchewan Rush, top team in the NLL, coming into Bandit land. So we are going to go through those 4 games and chime in the chat as well. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, over there, Herd of Buffalo. What do you think? Let's start tonight with the Sabres and Devils. What's key for this game? Again, for each of these games, for these Buffalo teams to get it up. I'm going to start it real quick. And it's something the Sabres have been doing very much for the last 2 months of their schedule. Strong start. You need a strong start. You need to take that crowd out of it. The sooner you take that crowd out of it, the sooner they'll remember they have 58 points and they're second to last in the Eastern Conference. Like,
took the words out of my mouth. I was just going to say the key for this game is take the wind out of the sail early. Once you can do that, it's going to be an easy night, smooth sailing, and hopefully UPL stays healthy as well.
Yeah, I'm going to say, I'm going to say we need our stars to come through. We need our leaders to come through. I'm saying I'm going to need Darlene to get a point. He was red hot in the Olympics. That's the one thing we're talking about, starts, having strong starts. I want the guys that have been playing not just competitive hockey, but worldwide, most competitive hockey there is, to carry that momentum over. And Darlene, he hasn't been celebrating. Yeah, I hope he hasn't been hitting the bottle as hard as some of these USA players
no chance.
Because it'd be for the wrong reasons. So I think he's ready to go. I think he's got a chip on his shoulder, and he's saying, if I can't get gold, let's get the cup.
Buffalo fans had a little, I call it a slip with Darlene, because first we were fearful that like he got hurt at the end of that USA game with the slew foot and everything. Then we found out that he just wasn't played in that time, and it turned into anger and it turned into hate with the Sweden coach. How do you not get him out there when Darlene's one of your best players in OT, obviously? So we had a little slip, but we're over it. We'll get into Friday night. So we'll be in Florida for this one. Is it Florida first before Tampa Bay?
Yes, Florida and then Tampa.
So I don't want to bark up the same tree. I'm going to go for Tage Thompson in this one. We're going to need a goal from Tage Thompson. He's got to be the bigger U.S. Olympian versus Brady Tkachuk there. Obviously, they'll be getting a raucous crowd to recognize him and his return for Florida, but we need Tage to be the better Olympian that day, better than Brady Tkachuk select.
Mine has to do with the guy on the other team. Don't let Brad Marchand get under your damn skin. Keep him away from the tender at all times, and don't let him have a good game. They thrive off his dirtbag energy. Somehow it works. You love to have him on your team. You hate to play him against him. In this instance, I just hate the guy. Can't let him get going. Need to get Brad Marchand away from the puck.
Yeah, I'm kind of going to segue off that. I want a real physical game against them. And while, the last time we beat them, we did it handily by playing them physically. Listen, if you think this Florida team is going to come out and have the same camaraderie they did at the end of the playoffs last year, where you have Bennett and Marchand taking big L's for the Canadian team, and then you have Tkachuk on the other time win gold. If you think that locker room is going to be all roses and everything's back to normal and no one's forgetting about anything, I think, the way you frustrate them, throw them off their chemistry. And Tkachuk said it himself. He said, if we don't play our game, play this tight-knit chemistry game, then they can't keep up with the Sabres. So play them physical, get them frustrated early where they're kind of getting pissy at each other on the bench, and skate away with a nice 4-2 victory.
That same night, we'll have Friday Night Lights as the Banditos host the Saskatchewan Rush. Must-win situation for the Banditos after they dropped the one in Vancouver. So I'm not leaving any stone unturned. I need at least 5 goals from Dane and Josh combined. So whether that's a hat trick for one and 2 for the other, 4 and 1, I need 5 goals from Josh and Dane combined. McKay, our other guys can take care of the rest, Slick.
I was going to say something similar, but I'll go ahead and switch it up. Take the pressure off Vince and this defensive unit, because it feels like every time we get the offense rolling, it gets back in our defensive zone. The pressure's right back on him. Can't get it out. And Matt Vince is not the youngest guy on that turf out there. So any pressure we can take off of him and the D-core, Nick Weiss and those guys, we need it so we can get at the other end and score goals with Byrne and Dane, like you said, Don.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are hitting it. It's there's a two-sided problem. Offense isn't scoring enough. There's a lot of pressure on the D. Listen, I don't know what's going on with this team. I have no idea. And if you're asking me what's the key to victory, I also have no idea. I don't. I have no idea this is the team that had the biggest swagger, the biggest balls around a year ago, and now is just really struggling. So I'm just going to keep it simple from a fan's perspective. Score more goals than the other team.
If that happens,
I got nothing else. I really don't have a brilliant take. If that happens,
you can't lose.
That's all I got.
No, you're staying based. Listen, sometimes you got to stay within what you know. And then that's exactly what we do know, is that would result in victory. That would give them some power. As we get to our last matchup, Sabres Lightning. This is going to be the Sabres back-to-back. The Lightning do play 3 games in 4 days, but they play tomorrow. So they will have an off game, off day between Thursday and Saturday. For me, whoever it is, Ukko-Pekka, Lion, even if it's Ellis somehow, we need the goalie to steal this game on the back-to-back. I don't know who it's going to be, but we need Yetendi in this 4th game, Slick.
Definitely need the goaltender to play well because the offense fires on all cylinders in Tampa Bay. And that's why my key to victory in this one is stay out of the box. The only thing more lethal in the Tampa Bay offense is the Tampa Bay power play. And we can't take stupid penalties. That's been shooting our foot often this season. If we stay out of the box, keep this 5-on-5 hockey. And even if we do get on, need the good penalty kills, need to escape them and escape this one, hopefully with the dub.
All right. Well, yeah, you stole mine. Like that's what I was going to say.
A lot of thieving going on.
The power play for them is deadly, and yeah, and then 2 goals. I mean, you guys both hit the nail on the head. I'm going to say, you know what? Keep consistent pressure on them offensively. Get pucks deep. Doesn't always have to be possession over the line. Knock some bodies around. Forecheck, back check, paycheck. That's what we got to do. Keep it simple. I think a team like that, like again, where it's not the Florida Panthers where we're a little more skilled than they might be even more skilled as us. You got to let them chase the puck, keep a nice trap in the neutral zone going, and just keep dumping it behind them. Keep it a 1-goal game in the 3rd period, and anything can happen.
Anything can happen, maybe even a Jack Quinn empty net, or I'm sorry, Peyton Krebs empty net.
Yeah. Yeah. The empty net assassin. I mean, are we going to be riding him? We got 3 games today to get an anytimer.
Our favorite demon will be back for sure, so we'll have all eyes on New Jersey. And speaking of all eyes will be on Sports City Pizza Pub for our Crossing Swords podcast pregame show live from 1407 Niagara Street. I know the crew is looking forward to that one, Slick.
Yeah, absolutely. Where every day is game day, and it just happens to be a Wing Wednesday. $1 wings, any sauces, any combo you want. Come down to 1407 Niagara Street. They'll be on the pit for you, and hopefully we'll watch, enjoy, and have a Sabres dub.
Someone who is feeling like their ass is in the pit right now and was not enjoying a dub last night, Luka and LeBron. Don, you took a look at the replay, right? You had the LeBron soundbite and then the replay?
Yeah, so I mean the soundbite is interesting and classic LeBron. They're asking what happened on the last shot. Now on the last shot, Luka's got it from 3. He does kind of have an open look, but there's also a guy in his face. You know, it's going to have to be a step back. But you have LeBron putting his arms out, calling for the ball. He's clearly calling for the ball. He, takes a fadeaway off the back of the rim. No good. They lose. Now, the interesting part, though, is after the game in the locker room, LeBron's asked about it. And he's like, well, I was kind of off balance. Like, Luka really had a better look. Kind of deflecting that, like, he shouldn't have passed it to me. He should have taken the
it was
shot.
It was on Luka, and he made a bad decision for passing it. But that's what happens in the game. It was like he put blame on him without saying it's his fault.
But he was calling for the ball. If you watch that last play, he's got the hands out. You can't really hear on the broadcast. But when someone's putting their hands like this, trying to get your attention, he's calling for the ball.
The only time I've seen LeBron do that when he's not calling for the ball is when he was turning to J.R. Smith and going, the basket's that way, J.R.
Where does that rank in the funniest things that LeBron ever did?
Top 10, not 5, though, I don't think.
I agree, just because so much of it is J.R. Smith dribbling around and being funny. He's validated. He's validated, but how he did it was hilarious.
His screen capture meme is the only funny part. Like how it plays out isn't funny. It's like he's just a pissed teammate, but the face and
If you remember, by the way, LeBron was having the game of games at that point.
Oh,
so if they had made that,
the series goes completely differently too if they come out with that game. That was game 1.
They still would have lost the next 4.
I don't know.
They were 10-point dogs every game, 8.5, 9-point dogs every game.
That would have been a spark.
Would have been a spark for sure. Speaking of sparks, our teams.
Oh,
Did we
yeah.
come up with a name for them? I was trying to think of
Our college challenge. Yeah, I don't know. Basketball challenge. We need
our
maybe-
horses. Our horses.
Our
We're calling
horses,
them our
yeah.
horses for
Okay.
sure. But your
Horses
Kansas
in
picks up a big
stable.
win. Don, if you had Kansas at home on Big Monday every night, you would never lose.
Yeah, now 41-0. I mean, that's crazy. This line said it all.
After losing last week to who?
To Cincinnati at home.
Yeah.
Somehow they're only 1.5 point underdogs versus Houston, who's been rolling pretty well.
Lights out, basically.
But yeah, I win. Text the chat that I thought it was implied that if one of our team beats the other team, there's a punishment due. But I don't know. Is that not the case? If
it's
where the
you never has to
but-
do it anyway. So
the stipulation's not put out right,
You owe one.
I do owe one.
Yeah.
If you remember the one I owed, just to put reference to it, was that I was literally out that was 2 weeks ago that I was going to capitalize, but that was the one I was out sick. So I still got to catch up on that one. I was literally out sick that Wednesday. I was going to drink the pickle juice. Remember the entire jar of pickle juice?
Yeah, we kind of speculated the next time when you weren't on the show if you felt your sickness coming on and you heard that was like a secret remedy or something.
No. I absolutely-
Doesn't that sound funny though?
Yeah, I agree. Well, pickle juice has a lot of the electrolytes? Like it's got a lot of salt.
Vinegar,
yeah.
Vinegar.
Vinegar,
because that's how you pickle things. You put like a
Dude,
vinegar.
but
mixture.
I mean that week. I mean, I don't want to relive that week anyway. It was only 2 or 3 weeks ago. But
well, I've got a document of working punishments. There's some good
Oh
stuff
yeah,
on
that's right.
there.
I gotta get on there.
we were meeting with the hierarchy today, and we said once we have our 10 to 15 executable punishments, which will be in show, in content,
Yep.
and obviously entertaining for our lovely viewers out there. That's where we're gonna put them into action.
I'm gonna pitch one right now. I mean, this was gonna be in the field, but this could be on show. You gotta do 2 songs, open mic style, and I'll back you up as the music so we don't get flagged.
There
for
you
using
go.
a backup track.
What, like just on the stream?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you got to perform 2 songs of your choosing.
Maybe
You gotta
we'll do
sing,
one
though.
for me and one for Six. That's like a trillion.
I'll bring in the guitar, which I've been dying to do, trying to convince you guys to let me play some music on this show. And
Yeah,
we'll all
maybe
get-
we'll do a little Friday vibes music. We're gonna have Crossbar Nate in the studio. We might be visited by our friend Jay Lazzy, so we'll see that. But Friday's a big show. Maybe we'll do it then.
Sweet, yeah. Let's get it. We'll let you guys know. And hey, as always, we
We'll
love
circle
suggestions. Let us know in the comments what you want to see these guys do, because we got plenty of other good stuff.
In the college b-ball sphere,
Yeah, how's your horse doing?
well, my horse doing good. Gonzaga. We got a. I was just looking.
They're
We got
doing fine.
we got a really tough matchup on
They're
deck.
getting by. They're just
No. Tough
waltzing.
matchup on deck tonight. Portland.
Oh, yeah. What,
27.5 point
I was going to
favorite.
say 23. What do
But
we
we got
got?
St. Mary's on deck, 25-4 or something this year. So they're no slouch, and they're the one who always competes. So we'll see what
They're
happens
the
there.
only one.
Yeah. Okay.
Only
okay.
one of that
And then
conference.
and then conference tourneys start.
Conference
right?
tourneys, what, a week and a half away? Does
Next week, or is there
one
a
of them
break?
start a week early too? Doesn't the Big Ten do like there's the week before?
They might. I just see every team I'm looking at, the last day of games is this Saturday, the 28th. So do they start the weekend after? Do we get any weekday games? I'm thinking next weekend though.
Okay.
We're getting that.
Putting a button on all the sports stuff before we go down our stretch run of the show here. Red Sox player swung his bat and the bat just broke yesterday. I'm even in the new age. I couldn't believe this.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you really must be
Even
gripping it tight.
saying
like-
broke doesn't even do it justice. Like just above where he was gripping on the handle, the entire bat broke off.
It makes
Must
like,
have been broken on like a previous swing.
it had to have been, and he just didn't notice. But hey, like, what's what would be the ruling if you swung and technically the bat breaks before and then makes contact with the ball? Is that still, and it goes in play?
I think that's live ball.
That's
for
live
sure.
ball.
Yeah.
Even it's just a floating
My
bat.
question
in air
for
and
you
hits
would
the
be
ball.
if that happened in a game and he did that and the whole bat went around, would it be a swing?
the wrists break,
But-
right?
Well, so
That's
if
where it
the
is.
wrists don't break, then it's no swing.
I think so. If
Okay.
they hold before the plate, if you break over the plate, then yeah, that's a strike. I think.
I like that. All right, well, I'm buying it. Speaking of which, Let's get that winning feeling going on this Wednesday, boys. It is time for Who's Feeling Victorious, sponsored by Victory Smoke Premium Cannabis, providing wins coming soon to local dispensaries. Taste victory. I like it. I don't mind it. Look at that beautiful design. So let's give some prompts, and we'll talk whether we buy or sell these for Buffalo's future.
Yes.
You're right over there? What are you smiling about?
Nothing.
Okay, I got you. I think I know
He
where
thinks
you're
he
at.
cooked
It's okay.
with this.
Oh,
No,
I think
that's what
I
it was.
did cook with this, but there's yeah.
Yes, I got you. So let's start with Buffalo acquiring Justin Jefferson, or that's a tough one, or AJ Brown. One of the two. They're both disgruntled, both in the NFC, both looking to kind of make ways. You buying or selling JJ or AJ Brown to Buffalo? It's like,
I'm gonna sell just because it's the two that all the fans want. And Bean doesn't usually deliver on those. I feel like he probably thinks he can do better outside the two and or better with a wide receiver in the draft, as painful as that sounds. So I'm going to sell.
Yeah, I'm going to sell also. I just think both these franchises are going to be a little stubborn to let these guys go. I thought A.J. Brown, you had plenty of time if he wasn't happy, especially last year, to kind of sell him when his stock was higher.
Yeah.
I feel like his stock has dropped a lot. Maybe if he's your guy, it might be good. On the other hand, Justin Jefferson, I just don't see them wanting to ship out a veteran guy when you're trying to rebuild around a young quarterback. That's like, with Josh Allen, that's what Bean did, is he surrounded him with all this Beasley, Diggs.
yeah,
I'm forgetting number one.
John Brown.
Well, John Brown too. I was thinking of the other. He was only Sanders.
Emmanuel Sanders. Sorry. Yep.
Yeah. So
For certain.
yeah, I'm selling.
Okay, I like that. I'm selling too. I think the names are just too big, and it is too much for the cap, given where they're at. I think it's going to be smaller moves, but in a way to make the team better and hopefully get one good offensive weapon out of it somewhere along the way. Speaking of an offensive weapon, will Chad Michael Murray make it to a game day tailgate next season? I know that we're skeptical after he was supposed to be there in the 24 playoffs for one of the 2 home games, and then he didn't come all last season. But I am locking it in. This is a lock. I'm buying CMM at a game day tailgate next season.
Yeah, I'm optimistically buying despite all the signs of last season. I think this new stadium, especially the season opener, is going to bring out some star power, specifically at the game day tailgate. I got Chad Michael Murray in attendance at least once this season, Don.
I got to sell, unfortunately, and that's just based on the past. I think we've seen him at the Michael Hyde softball charity event. That's great. I just think it might be a little too cold for a guy. He might just gotten a little too used to the West Coast weather.
He's going shirtless.
Bro, he
just
was
to
in the
show you.
300s the one game, not even the suites.
Well,
He's going shirtless just to
Prove
show
me
you what's
wrong.
what.
Prove me wrong.
Oh, yeah, you're going to be proven wrong. Eight packs of wrong for sure. New Highmark Stadium being 100% full operational prior to first game or at the first game. Oh, so this would count the preseason game or the home opener?
No, home opener.
I will say for the home opener, no. It's going to be 97% operational. It's not going to be like anything like close over because there's going to be luxury lounges and stuff that are not going to be operational. That's what I'll say. There'll be like the Lexus Club at the KeyBank Center. Like something like that's like a little bit shut down. I think there's going to be like about 3% that isn't fully operational. It's not going to be a Death Star 2 where it's like still like 20% being built, but it's going to be 3% unbuilt.
I am going to sell. I think there's even a chance that we could see a preseason game only at 60% capacity. So I think you hit the nail on the head that there could be suites, maybe some minor like restroom accommodations or something that won't be entirely finished, some grandstands, scoreboards. I'm selling that it's fully operational.
I'm selling too. I think there's 0% chance this happens, especially with the graffiti thing and them losing some days. Selling that for sure.
I like it. Let's go a little bit light speed mode on these last couple. Bills Stadium opener is a primetime game. I'm buying. I think it's Sunday night as a lock. I think it's either Ravens, Chiefs, or Patriots. Select.
Buying. I think Bills host Patriots season opener.
I'm not I'm not just buying. I'm taking out a credit line. I'm going on a prediction site.
I am mortgaging. I'm getting a third mortgage.
I'm selling blood and semen and spending all of it on these on stocks for this because it's a lock.
Okay, so we are all buying there. There will be more than 1.5 legends for the home opener. This seems like an easy one. If they're all available, get the power of the 4: Jim, Therm, Andre, Bruce, and obviously you'll have Tasker there, no doubt.
You took the words out of my mouth. That's the exact number I would want. The exact guys I would want. Buy.
Yeah, that's a lock. I'm going to go in lockstep with the crew. Yeah.
Okay, over under, or so buying that the tallest buffalo statue. This is a point of contention. Will be over 15 feet tall.
I'm gonna sell. I think it's gonna be right at the mark. Maybe 12 and a half, 13. I know there was some concerns when they had that initial.
The big thing, I guess, the conundrum is that they want them for photo ops. And if they're 20 feet tall, you're not going to really be able to take photo ops with them, I guess is the thing.
Yeah, I'm going to sell this. And my reasoning is because I think it's right between a height for a photo op, but tall enough that you can't climb on top of it. Because if it's too low, you're going to get drunk people climbing on top of these buffaloes. And, that's a lot. They don't want that. So I think it's going to be just above. I'm 6 feet tall. I think it'll be like a foot above my hand so I couldn't pull myself up.
I think even then you're going to get some guys trying to lift their mates up onto the buffalo.
If there will be something. With that said, the Tom Brady statue at Gillette Stadium is 12 feet 7 inches tall. These buffaloes need to be taller than that. These buffaloes need to be able to piss on that Brady statue, so they need to be taller than that. I'm not sure what's.
By the way, that Brady statue is 12 feet 7 inches too tall.
Twin Oaks lives on. I think we're all buying that.
Buy. After seeing the renderings, I'm buying, and it better be the same price because I'll be there.
And now the new stadium wall of fame.
I want this one.
I'll cue this one up for us.
People might not, well, let me just talk about OJ on the new stadium wall of fame, buying or selling?
I am going to buy because they won't change the tradition of the fact that they already had him on there. Although I will say it's the perfect opportunity to quietly get him off.
I'm going to buy because I don't think it's going to be a ring around the stadium. I think it's literally going to be a wall with the listed names, and OJ is just going to be in the mix somewhere towards the end.
Yeah, I'm buying too. I mean, we've talked about the one thing any franchise hates doing and will not do is admitting they were wrong to begin with. So I do not. I think if they take them off, they're admitting that they should have taken them off at the old stadium. And also, I think behind closed doors with higher ups, this isn't even a controversy. I think they're like, well, why wouldn't we? That's just the reality of it. So I think you're.
Can't erase history.
You got to expect yourself that the first ever guy to get 2,000 yards in a 13-game season.
Yeah, I mean, it was ridiculous for sure.
Is going to be up there. It is what it is.
For certain. That has been Who's Feeling Victorious, sponsored by Victory Smoke Premium Cannabis Pre-Rolls for everyday wins, coming soon to local dispensaries. Taste victory. Winding down here on Trainwreck today, 74. Another good episode, boys. Thought we did pretty good. Producer Matt thriving in his new role, so we're excited with that.
First episode. Let's give it up for him. Inaugural app.
So make sure to check out the merch stores that we have at C26 Shirts as well. We've got the Buffalo bracket on the horizon. The committee has been having multiple meetings this week. Looking forward to this pool.
Dude, I heard that the committee was getting into fights over seating.
There may have been a fight or two.
Might have been a chair
sure.
thrown.
Yeah. But so somewhere where there won't be any Bobby Knight chairs thrown. Crossing Swords podcast live tonight at Sports City Pizza Pub, 1407 Niagara Street. Pre-game show. Come hang out. Wing Wednesday. Run up a tab. Have a great time. One last note before we go out of here. Running up a tab. How much was the men's hockey tab? We had a reported total. If you saw
at 11.
At 11. It was an approximate.
I'm going to say 57K.
I was going to say 320K.
Locked in?
Yep.
Literally pretty much right in the middle, you guys. 150,000 approximately. So yeah, they had a night, probably a couple of $3,000 to $5,000 bottles, maybe $10,000.
You see the size of those champagne bottles on stage?
They were doing it all for sure. So thank you very much for doing it all with us along here on Trainwreck today. 74. Huge shout out for Slick, producer Don, Dreamboat Don, as well as producer Matt in the saddle with us. Listen, I'm a little jumbled up. We got to have a strong second half of the week. We got to have wins. Sabres, Banditos, getting it done. We got to have Big Baller Bean dominate at the combine and get ready for a huge free agency period. We need you to enjoy, hopefully, this weather as it gets warmer. Let's have a great second half of the week, and let's start by having a good day now.